Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures morning leap session. This is our pre-market session where we take a look at the market macro to micro, take a look at the structure, the levels, decide where we're going to do our trade areas and our targets and our hypothesis. My name is Doug McKay. I'm the founder and moderator of Quantum Leap Futures. This is a subscription room. I will put up the contact information in just a second, but please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence, your own trade plan, and your own trade metrics. If you are interested in coming in for a free trial or joining us, send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com or give me a call on my cell phone. You will need a Skype account, so open up Skype. It's easy to do, takes about 1 minute, and send me a contact request at Doug_McKay. If you like this video, look on YouTube and you can find probably close to 300 videos there, 300 days of these pre-market sessions. Just do search for Quantum Leap Futures, and if you like what I do, please follow me on Twitter at Crazy2. So yesterday was a great day. It was actually my largest day in a long time. Had a great overnight, and then I had a pretty decent day as well. Our main hypothesis was to trade within a range between 41 and 67.75 with a dip down to take out the overnight high or overnight low at 31, and we pretty much did exactly that. We opened up in the 48 area, and then ran up through, got nearly, we got above that key line in the sand at 67.75, just dipped above it for 5 ticks, hit 69, basically rejected the range low from the prior day, and then they just continued to sell off all the way down, and then they just chopped around, and then they finally went down and took out that 31 overnight low. So we ended up with a third neutral extreme day in a row. A little bit of research last night, and FT had posted it as well. The last time that happened was back in September the 8th. We had 3 days in a row that were neutral extremes. And then December 11th, 2008, November 10th, 2011, and December 10th, 2010, we had, 2011, we had a row of these extreme days. So they can come in clusters. There were 6 in a row in 2008 in December. Now, also, if you notice the dates there, those were also times when the market was in a crisis. So it's interesting that those dates come out when they do. So we do have a possibility of hitting another neutral extreme today. Let's start with the news today. Obviously, we had a huge pop. On the news this morning, unemployment change came out very good for Canada. Unemployment rate came out the same. Building permits came out a lot worse for Canada. But in the U.S., the average hourly earnings came out slightly less than expected, but non-farm employment change was huge, 292 versus 203, and then the unemployment rate came out at 5.0. 10 o'clock we have wholesale inventories, and then we have consumer credit later this afternoon, but no real big news now that we've had the big news that came out at 8:30. Taking a look at the macro to the micro, you can see that we're still trading below the 9 and the 20 on the monthly, so we do have some weakness coming in on the monthly. On the weekly, same thing, huge down. I mean, we have a huge range on the week right now. Our weekly range is 115 points already. Our 20-day average is 77.48, so we've expanded the weekly range. Let me just get rid of this drawing. And then going down to the daily, same thing. We have a double bottom down here on the daily. So is it a double bottom? Sorry, low is 28.50 and low is 28.50. So we've got a very weak low right now, but we do have a gap right here, technical gap. So we could rally them off the news. We certainly made a big move off the news, but the overall trend is down on the daily. Going into the intraday, see that we've had this strong move down. There's a naked cross up here at 20.58, but we've had the strong move down, come up and challenge the 9 EMA. So far we've rejected, or we're trying to hold it, and if we can hold it, move up into the 72.75 area, would close the 20 gap. Going to the hourly, we are getting consolidation now here on the 1 hour. We're above the 9 and the 20, so we've got a possibility of rolling over, not rolling over, rallying from this downward move. Same thing on the 30-minute, and then going down to the 15-minute. We just went and closed out that naked cross on the 15-minute. Got a possible foobar, Mr. Sneaky, on the 15-minute, and a moving average squeeze here, or hug, down at 51. I would anticipate that will probably come down to this 51 again and test the 9 and the 20 from above on this foobar, Mr. Sneaky. On the 5-minute, perfect example of a foobar, Mr. Sneaky, and tech gap close. There's the foobar, not classic because it didn't have as big a selling wick, but definitely the volume spike on the news, then the Mr. Sneaky, and then come back and close the tech gap, and we're currently trading just above the 9 right now. So, but we got a possible start of a upward trend if they hold it here. Taking a look at the big picture, well, we had that another gap. I mean, we've had so many gaps. I mean, look at all the gaps that we've had lately. This is the volatility that we're seeing. So we had the gap down and then the continuation gap. We're not going to get a gap today. There is a possibility today that we get not a neutral day, or not a neutral extreme, but a neutral day and get stuck in the wick right here. Key line in the sand above it is going to be 67.75, and key line below is going to be 41. It really, the levels don't really change. Last night we were looking for a move up to the 62. At least that's what I was looking for, and it just never happened until just on the news this morning. So far we've rejected it and we've come back. The CHVN here at 52.25 is going to be our balance coming into the open, and then 41 lower side of balance going to be our key line. If we get below that, then I'd be looking for a move into that 35, 36 area, and then if we break the 32, then I think we're going to come down and test the 24, and more likely come down to the 15.25. If we can get above the 67, I'd be looking for a move back in to take out the naked VPOC from Tuesday, or from Wednesday, I should say, and a test up into the 70s. Most likely test this 82 level. It's pretty blunt right here. But let's take a look at the overnight. And again, overnight we had that initial move early in the session before China opened, and then we just sort of chopped around here most of the night, and then came down, dipped down, came down, and tested the 38 level. Buyer stepped in and rotated us back, came back up into this upper distribution, and then we had a spike on the news, and then a foobar, Mr. Sneaky, down, and we're coming back to test the VWAP from above. So our overnight high is at 64.75. Actually, let's do this first. Off of the low of the night, our low at 1928, our daily ATR is running 34.91. So our upside ATR target has been shifted now up to 62.90, call it 63. And then off of our high overnight at 1964.75 minus the 34.91 takes us down to 1929, call it 29.84, let's call it 1930. And not have the daily down. All right, 1930. That's just below the value area low. And then our current VPOC, and we keep getting these late VPOC shifts. It doesn't look like we could get one. If we come down here, we could get one down here, but I don't think we are. So our current VWAP, or VPOC overnight is 1958. And then this area right here between the 1950 and the 1958 is needs to be filled in. And I think we're going to get some chop in there. That's why I'm thinking we're going to get stuck in this wick and get a neutral day, between this 41 and this 67.75, and bounce between these two CHVNs at 53 and 62. So likely filling in this area right here of the overnight profile. The value area high from overnight is up here at 59. And we've got this little LVN at 60. So I'm going to be using this as a trade area. Obviously, our value area high from yesterday is at 56. So that's going to be another trade area. In between the two of them, we've got the VPOC at 58, so that's going to be the target between these two trade areas. Below the 56, I think we're going to fill this area in just as we have this low volume node that needs to be filled in. We've got this double distribution from yesterday, and I think we could chop around here. This is a pretty big little LVN here. So I'm going to use the 51 as a trade area down to the midpoint and the VWAP at 47. I'm going to use the VWAP. And really, I want to get short below here and long above here because I think the move through will be rather quick. Anything below the VWAP, I'll be looking for a continuation of the value and a trip through value, and I'll be targeting the 47.75 is the value area low, and then below that you've got this LVN here at 45, but the 45.50, but you've got the IB high here at 45. So I'm going to put a trade area, and then I know there's three trade areas, but you could almost even just take this 47.75, but you could bounce off of it from either direction. So I'm going to start initiating a trade above or below the 50.75 or 45, and I'll be targeting. In fact, you know what? It's a target, but it's also going to be an area where I would look to add in too. And then below there, clear direction. You got that key CLVN at 41, but with the VPOC right here, I'd be targeting the 40. We didn't really respect that 41 very well yesterday. So instead of the 41, I'm going to be using the 40, and then below there, I'm looking for continuation to take out the close from yesterday at 32. But more importantly, our value area low is right at that previous Globex low at 31 that we were looking to take out yesterday. And then with our daily ATR target down. And then below that, then it's pretty clear what we're looking for. We're looking for that 24. You can fund at the 27 and a quarter, but anything below 31, I wouldn't be looking to buy this market. I'd be looking to stay short into this 15 area. And then we got 975. Below that, 575 is a target. Centennial number at 1900, and then these levels down here: 93, 50, 91, 86, 75, and 81. So, 41 is going to be a key line in the sand, but I'm really gonna pay more attention because it's in value now. I'm going to pay more attention to this 31. So this 31 is actually going to be our shifted key line in the sand. And the 41 really becomes our warning sign, like we were using 203. So 41 becomes a warning that we could come down and test the key line in the sand, and a break would take us down into these lower levels. I do not think it'll hold if we break below the 31. To the upside, if we get above the 50.75, look for them to come up and test the value area high in the overnight VPOC. We've obviously moved down while I was talking into value. So if we open up down here, we're going to be opening up inside of value, inside of range. I'd be looking for very big rotations on the open and open auction in range. Watch your VWAP and your tick gap when we open today. Then above there, the 58, then the 60, and I would actually move this up and encompass 60 to 61 and be long above 61, short below the 59.75. And then our daily upside target is 63. It's not that far away. We've already blown out our weekly ATR target, so I'm not expecting that to be a big concern. And then our key line in the sand is still going to be up here at 67.75. Above that, look for them to test the range low from Tuesday, and then all our levels remain the same above us. We've got 74.75, 77, 79.75, 83. The big target above is going to be up here at the 85 to 86. We've got the naked gap and the naked VPOC, and then 90, and then if we get into the 90s, I really think we're going to dip into the 2000s again. I really think that I bought a VIX, didn't buy it, so I sold a VIX call spread yesterday, as I mentioned in the room, at 24.25 because I'm looking for a rally back up. Any rally up, I'm thinking that VIX is going to come down into the 20 range, and I'll get paid on that. The Keltner, we're looking like we're going to get a lower line walk, probably come down and test this 45 area even before the news if we can't hold this lower Keltner. A move up to the 24-hour VWAP takes us back up into that 51 area, our trade area right there, and then a move above the center line above 53 will take us up into the overnight VPOC and the Keltner upper line at 59, 58 area. But watch to see if we get a double Renko reversal here, or we get a close below. If we get a close below the Keltner, that takes us back out of the overnight value, and and we could get a lock down. But it looks like they're going to give us a double Renko reversal here, so I'd be looking for a move up into this this 52 area. Gold, I moved my stop up yesterday at the end of the session, as I mentioned, to 1103. I got taken out of gold at 1103. We talked about where they're accepting value here, so we have to draw a little profile right here. So 1103, turns out that's where they accepted value. They actually dipped down overnight to the 91.90, so I'm glad that I moved my my stop up to the 1103. Ended up with $11 on that trade. So if they hold this 1103, we came down and tested the microcomposite range high and came down and tested this the CHVN at 1095, but then they popped up. So they're back up into the 1100s. If they accept this 1103 today, and we hold above the 1100, look for a move up into this 1106. Key line in the sand for gold now has been shifted up to 1112.50. Then if we get above this this CLVN, then the next destination is up here in the 1118 area. We do have this 1113.70 as a target above this 1240. So that actually gives you 10 ticks if on the breakout to get funded with a strong target at that 1113. So watch that area. Below the 1100, then we're probably going to come back and test the range high again in the value area. The value area low for the 2 days here is the range high from the microcomposite that we just broke out of. If we dip back inside of here, remember that the value that we accepted just prior to the breakout is down here at 77, and you've got this CLVN at 79. So they're likely to come down if we get back inside of this range, come back down into the lower side of this this value down here to this 1180, but I'd really be looking for the 77, 78 area, and then of course if they don't bounce from there down back into balance at 72. Below 61, I think it's all over for gold. They're making their push now. They bounced around here for a long time, and if they get below the value area, I think it's over for gold, and we take a bigger dip down into the 1029 and the 1000 level. So that's what I'm looking at, gang. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we will catch you on the flip side. My main hypothesis is a move to get stuck in this wick to the upside. But if we get below 41, that's a warning sign that we could test the 31, and anything below 31, I'm looking for the bigger move down to 15 and possibly test into the 1800s. I don't think that's going to happen today, but this market's been so volatile. Look for another neutral day, as a high probability, so large rotations, and I'm thinking large rotations with an upside bias if we can hold above the 41, especially if we hold above the VWAP here at 47.75. Anyway, that's it for me, gang. Have a good day. Keep it tight, keep it light.